Hey everyone, so I just did a story on Bat-Billed Brenda, the one who was the CPS worker and telling the 14-year-old to become a SEX worker. I mentioned in that video about a judge and like the kickback scheme. Well, here is the article in case anyone is interested. Compliments of The Guardian. 2 Pennsylvania judges ordered to pay $200 million for Kids for Cash scandal victims. Yep. Mark Ciavarella and Michael Conahan accepted a $2.8 million in illegal payments to send children to for-profit jails. Again, Mark Ciavarella and Michael Conahan accepted $2.8 million in illegal payments to send children to for-profit jail. Let's get to the article. 2 Pennsylvania judges who orchestrated a scheme to send children to for-profit jails in exchange for kickbacks were ordered to pay more than $200 million to hundreds who fell victim to their crimes. U.S. District Judge Christopher Connor awarded $106 million in compensatory damages and $100 million in punitive damages to nearly 300 people in a long-running civil suit against the judges, writing, "The plaintiffs are, quote, the tragic human casualties of a scandal of epic proportions," end quote. In what came to be known as the Kids for Cash scandal, Mark Ciavarella and another judge, Michael Conahan, shut down a county-run juvenile detention center and accepted $2.8 million in illegal payments from the builder and co-owner of 2 for-profit lockups. Ciavarella, who presided over juvenile court, pushed a zero-tolerance policy that guaranteed large numbers of children would be sent to Pennsylvania Child Care and its sister facility, Western Pennsylvania Child Care, Western PA, and PA Child Care. Ciavarella ordered children as young as 8 to detention, many of them first-time offenders convicted of petty theft and other minor crimes. The judge often ordered youths he had found legally delinquent to be immediately shackled, handcuffed, and taken away without giving them a chance to say goodbye to their families. Ciavarella and Conahan abandoned their oath and breached the public trust, Connor wrote on Tuesday in his explanation of the judgment. Quote, "Their cruel and despicable actions victimize a vulnerable population of young people, many of whom were suffering from emotional issues and mental health problems," end quote. The Pennsylvania State Supreme Court threw out some 4,000 juvenile convictions after the scheme was uncovered. Ciavarella is serving a 28-year prison sentence. Conahan, who was sentenced to more than 17 years in prison, was released to home confinement in 2020, with 6 years left in his sentence because of the coronavirus pandemic. It is not clear whether the plaintiffs, now well into adulthood, will see any of the substantial damages award. Marsha Levitt, co-founder and chief counsel of the Philadelphia-based Juvenile Law Center and a lawyer for the plaintiffs, said on Wednesday, she can't imagine there's any money out there, end quote. If there is any money out there, more than likely what people like this will probably do is sign it over to their spouse. You know, some will go that far, do a divorce thing and give that spouse everything, but still live together. So, well, we're divorced. It didn't work out, but the person's letting me stay here. That way they can still enjoy the fruit of their illegal gains, whatever money that there is left. They deserve a life sentence. You don't understand, in these juvenile detention centers, it is just like jail. Children are also assaulted. They are sometimes assaulted by other children, older children, even the staff. So we have 4,000 young people affected. Why? Because they just saw them as dollar signs. And what do you want to bet? These are poor children, okay? Things like this here really happens to rich kids because guess what? Their parents have resources and they have money. They're not going to let that happen. And I recall seeing this years ago. You had people that were there, mothers, some I'm assuming were a lot of single parents because when I saw, be it black or white, I just saw basically it was like, moms, okay? And this here is the same one when I said a young man, he took his life. So believe it or not, these detention centers, these for-profit jails, it's just like a regular jail. You do have kids in there who will violate other children. This isn't just, oh, you're going to stay in this room and, you're not going to be able to play games. No. It's just like jail. The seat of poverty D is in there. The actions follow. First-time offenders. 8 years old. So basically, any kids coming through their court, they basically just trying to funnel them through. Oh yeah, send one. Funnel them through so they could go ahead and get paid. Kids for cash. They lost their humanity. They didn't even see those kids as human. And I bet most of them were poor. And I'm sure quite a few were probably, in my guesstimation, minority. I don't have a whole picture of, how many kids were there. But, I mean, it's 4,000. And one is out of prison. So 28 years. Both of them, I don't care about the coronavirus. They should both be in there for life. They have, look, 4,000 juvenile convictions were thrown out. 4,000. I wonder how many of those kids wanted to try to get a summer job and they couldn't. Was that on the record? Maybe. I'm assuming that's going to be expunged. I'm hoping so. I wonder how many kids got beaten up in there. For that young man who took his life, like I said, it's just like jail. Look how many lives affected, the nightmares. And if it's a working parent, do you really think that those kids are going to get the help that they need? And I'm talking about counseling. Kind of hard to get. Let's see if the insurance is going to pay for it. And then let's see, working parent, especially if they're single parents, going to be a challenge to get the child, as you're working 40 hours a week and maybe some trying to work overtime, to hop in your car with the high gas prices. And they've come down, but still it's expensive. Get your child to that appointment to try to undo the damage that was done. This on the screen. The damage that was done. 2 point, and look, already getting a salary. This here is just greed and hatred. You already getting a salary, not enough money. Get me some side money. Funneling children to those facilities, not caring what happened, not even seeing them as human. I wish they could both be in jail for life. They do not deserve to breathe free with the rest of us. No. 4,000 cases thrown out. 8 years old. Minor petty theft. The experience alone might scare some kids. But you're not going to tell me, for some, they can learn a lesson. Some have been damaged by this experience. Why? Because this on this screen. I need to do something else with these ugly ties, and I can't say what I'm thinking, but this on the screen. Find a way to get paid. The heck with those kids' lives. Anyway, so yeah, I just did the video about the CPS worker telling a 14-year-old to become a prostitute. If you're gonna be a good one, really. And they fired her. Oh, it needs to be more than the firing. That's why I said they get the boot. Some money somewhere. If CPS is allowing or funding a pipeline for children to become SEX workers, it's some money somewhere. They're not doing it for free. The same with this right here. Kids for cash. So CPS, there needs to be a major investigation. That woman should be incarcerated. They should check out her family structure. My goodness, what if she has a daughter to say that to a 14-year-old? What would she say to her own daughter? My Gosh. Anyway, people, I just wanted to bring this here. It kind of ties into the previous story. Thanks for listening. Feel free to comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out. Simply Said here on YouTube.